So first, thank you for letting us interview you. So first, let us know what's your name, where are you from, how long have you been in Thailand?
Yeah, my name is Cedric. I'm from Switzerland. I've been studying here since this trimester. For this trimester, and I arrived in Bangkok on the 4th of April, and then I went to Cambodia for 10 days, and then I went back to Bangkok and started.
So what do you feel about Thailand so far? How do you feel about it?
It's great. The weather is really nice. The nature, also the surroundings, really nice, and you can travel here a lot. And it's if you compare to Switzerland, it's really cheap here to live. So that's a few good reasons to come to Thailand, I guess.
So I would like to interview about class culture and also some people's life values. I would like to start with a question: what is the most important thing to you, like in your life? For example, family, friends, money.
I think it's important to have a good life balance. So a lot of stuff is important, but I think family is important, of course, but it's not that important like in other countries. So friends are important as well, but the relationship is not so close like in South America, for example. So, but it's important to have that. But it's important to have a lot of stuff, especially family is important.
Next question, in your own understanding, is what is living life to the fullest?
You should reach your dreams. You should travel a lot, I guess, to explore a lot of countries. That's important for me. Then, later on you should find a wife to spend your life together, something like that. And then, of course, you need some money to do all the stuff, but money isn't that important because traveling and fulfilling your life is more important, I guess, than money.
So, the way you grow up, does your parents let you choose your own path, or do you follow what they ask for?
No, I totally choose my own path. So I did an apprenticeship in a bank, and then I worked there for 2 more years, and then started my studies because I want to do something in the tourism sector in the future. So they don't have said you have to do that, you have to do that. So I could choose for my own what I want.
That's good. What do you think about stealing for family? Like poor people, they steal stuff and then they say it's for the survival. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's a difficult question, I guess, but I think it's acceptable, sorry, that they survive, but not more. So you can steal as much that they are able to survive, but if you steal more, then you're kind of, it's not a good situation, or not a good action if you steal more. But that they can survive, then I think it's okay, not more.
In the topic of working, do you prefer working alone or working as a group?
I prefer to work in a group to reach common goals or objectives. But it's also important that you are able to work for your own. That if you get some exercise, that you can do it for your own, not have to ask for everything to other group members. So I think the balance is good between working alone and working in a group.
What's the biggest problem that you encountered before working as a group?
Sometimes, it takes more time to find decisions if you work together because everybody has other ideas to develop or to reach the goals, and so it takes more time. But the goals which you achieve are much more better than if you do it for your own, I guess. But it takes more time.
So during your stay here, what's your opinion about Thai characteristics, so far from your observation?
Yeah, it's hard to say because I haven't been here so long, but sometimes it's hard to guess how their real feelings are. So they always smile, but you don't know, are they happy or aren't they happy? And so sometimes they are a bit shy, they think they are shy, but they are, I think, if you know them, they are more open-minded. And sometimes, as I said, it's hard to guess their real feelings, how they feel.
So smiling is one of the things that you think it's kind of strange, right?
Not strange, but you can't you can't imagine what they are really thinking about, because they never say no, and no Thai have ever said no to me. But even if they think no, but they say yes, 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 and that's different, I guess.
So you understand the term culture shock, right?
Yep.
What are some examples since you came here?
I expected that the culture is really different to our culture, so my culture shock isn't that really that big. And yeah, the place where I live at the International House, there are a lot of other Europeans and Americans, and so there isn't a really big culture shock, because we had some ties, because we have had some ties in our class in Switzerland, and so I know how it works, and so the culture shock wasn't that.
So, which stage of culture shock do you think you're in?
Still in the honeymoon.
Honeymoon phase?
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't encounter anything negative or something like that. So for me, it's really okay.
So you're still like enjoying it?
I enjoy it really, yeah, and I don't care a lot about this difference, because it's another country. I have to adapt because I'm a tourist here. So it's okay.
Who or what affects the way you think?
I think the culture has an influence, of course, but you don't know it exactly. But the culture has an influence of you. Maybe some part of the parents or friends, but these influences aren't that big, I guess. That's most of the culture, how it works in your own country. So it's the biggest influence, I guess.
Do you think you're an indirect person or a direct person?
I think I'm a rather direct person, but if I compare with some other European countries, Germans, for example, they are much more direct than me. But if I compare to Asia, then I'm direct compared to the Asian guys. So I would say I would be rather direct.
What are your thoughts on Thai people? Like just now you said they were indirect, right?
Yeah, they're rather indirect, not that indirect, but compared to me or compared to other Europeans, they are rather indirect, I would say.
Is there like any example that you've seen before?
As I said, if they want to say no, they probably say yes. And in Europe, if you want to say no, then you say no. It's no problem for the opposite. And here, maybe it can hurt the opposite. That's why you say mostly yes. But even if you mean no. So that's a bit what I experienced.
So you've been working before, right? Is it disrespectful to tell your own thoughts, speak your own mind in front of the boss?
Not at all. The boss likes it if you tell him what you're feeling or where he can improve or something like that. So the relationship is really good between the boss and the employee, and there isn't any high power distance, there's low power distance, so you can talk to each other as to the other employees, so it's okay, it's no problem.
If you were the manager yourself, if your subordinates argue with you, how would you react?
It's no problem. I think I can improve for myself, so it's good if they talk to me and they say what I can improve, so that the whole company will improve and I'm reaching higher goals, and so it's really good stuff, I guess. So I have no problem if a subordinate tells me what I have to do. So.
Do you think like the majority of people in Switzerland are like this?
Yeah, I think so, because the boss isn't, it's the kind of power distance, high power and low power distance. Switzerland is really low power distance country, so you can talk to your boss, it's no problem. And you can criticize him as well, so he will be happy. He's not happy, but he will accept it if you criticize him. So.
Do you think language is the most important way to communicate?
Of course, it's a barrier if I can't speak Thai, then it's impossible to speak to a Thai taxi driver because nobody can speak anywhere in English, so we have to try to speak a bit in Thai in sentence. But there are other cultural differences which are in the way, but language is kind of a big barrier, I guess.
So, like, if you have a problem with language, does like body language help you? Like, do you make like hand motions?
Yeah, if I know some words, then it can help. But if I know, when I arrived in Bangkok, I couldn't speak any word in Thai, and then it was impossible to say you want to go from the Bangkok, from the city center to Jaipur or to Salaya or something like that. So you could say Salaya, but if you're here, you can say there, but you can't say exactly where you want to go. So you have to know a few words that you can communicate with your hands as well.
Is it considered disrespectful to talk straightforwardly with your elders? Like in Thailand, it's like there's like a big gap between like the youngers and the elders. For you, is
No, it's no problem. It's similar to the thing we discussed with the chief and the employees. So because of the low power distance, you can talk to other people, you can criticize them. So it's no problem actually how old you are. It doesn't matter.
Do you think pitches and tone plays a crucial part in communication?
This question is...
Oh, it's the one about the tones.
Okay. Yeah, you have to. Maybe at first you are a bit irritated why they speak like that, but then you have to think, yeah, they are other culture, so probably it's normal. And then if you have some knowledge about different cultures, then it's easier to understand it, how they react and how they speak. And so you have to inform a bit about different cultures, and then it's okay, I guess. And then you know how they react, and then you won't have a problem, I guess.
Do you think is there any barriers when you communicate with people?
As I said, the language is the biggest barrier, I guess, because if they speak a bit English, or you can see them, you can speak, as I said, with your hands, for example. If they don't speak any word in English and you don't speak any word in Thai, then it's really difficult.
What do you think about the equality in your country and in Thailand? Equality in like citizens?
Yeah, as I said in two other questions, this power distance, I guess, because here you can't reach the boss is much higher than you, and you look to him and you can't criticize him or say a word. And in Switzerland, persons are all almost on the same level, so it's no problem to get in touch with all of the people, even if they are the boss of a huge company. You can talk to them normal, or you can say what you have problems or what he does, or what he does probably in a wrong way or something like that. So this is the difference, this power distance index.
Do you think men and women should be equally treated?
Yeah, totally. Because there aren't any difference. Because you were born as a man or as a woman, so you can't decide, and so they have to be treated in the same way. That's my opinion.
During a conversation, do you think it's rude to be interrupted?
I don't. It depends what you have to present. So if you have a presentation or something like that, and you say, ask me the questions at the end of the presentation, then it's kind of rude. But if you're here to develop something or to get better for something to discuss with the others, then it's no problem if somebody interrupts you. So you have to say at the start, you can interrupt or we can speak together, and it's no problem. But if you want to make a presentation or something like that and have the questions at the beginning or the end, then it's kind of disturbing.
How about like when you're just like talking normally with your friend, and then suddenly a third person comes in and suddenly interrupts you?
Yeah, I think it depends on the situation. So if you know this person, then it's totally okay. But if you don't know it, then it's kind of strange. But why this person interrupts you? So it's hard to say. It depends on the situation.
Can you give an example of like which of your communication style like is not suitable for a certain situation?
Maybe when I'm angry, because I criticize the teacher after the exam was really kind of bullshit. And then I criticized him really hard, and then the next day I was thinking how I criticized him very, very hard, and then it wasn't that good what I did. But if you're angry, then you have emotion and stuff like that, and then sometimes it's hard to say it in the way you would say it in the next day, for example. So you have to pay attention, or you have to watch that you don't say anything